7 Ruthless Lessons that Make You Dangerously Untouchable. Stoic Philosophy. 1. Stop explaining yourself to everyone. One of the first signs of true power is the ability to remain calm without constantly defending your choices. Most people waste years trying to explain themselves to people who already decided not to understand them. They explain their dreams, their goals, their silence, their boundaries, and even their personal growth. But the ancient wisdom of Stoicism teaches something different. It teaches that your life should become your explanation. Marcus Aurelius believed that character matters more than reputation. The opinions of others are unstable because they are shaped by emotions, jealousy, insecurity, and personal bias. No matter how kind or disciplined you become, some people will still misunderstand you. Some people only feel comfortable when you stay weak, available, and easy to control. The moment you begin improving yourself, they become uncomfortable because your growth exposes their lack of discipline. Dangerously untouchable people understand that silence is often stronger than arguments. They no longer feel the need to win every debate or prove every point. They focus on results instead of approval. Instead of wasting energy defending their decisions, they invest that energy into becoming stronger mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. They understand that arguing with everyone drains peace and focus. The truth is that people respect actions more than explanations. Anybody can talk confidently, but only disciplined individuals can remain calm while being doubted. This is why emotionally strong people move differently. They let their consistency speak for them. They let their discipline create the evidence. And over time, their results silence the criticism naturally. The moment you stop seeking validation from others is the moment you become harder to manipulate. You stop giving people control over your emotions. You stop reacting to every judgment. And most importantly, you stop carrying the exhausting burden of trying to be understood by everyone. 2. Detach yourself from the need to be liked. One of the biggest weaknesses in modern life is the addiction to approval. People change their personalities to fit in. They tolerate disrespect because they fear rejection. They say yes when they desperately want to say no. They sacrifice peace just to avoid disappointing others. But Stoicism teaches that constantly needing to be liked is a dangerous trap. Epictetus warned that if you want to improve yourself, you must become comfortable being misunderstood. Growth naturally separates you from certain people. The moment you stop pleasing everyone, some people will label you as arrogant, selfish, distant, or cold. But in reality, you are simply learning self-respect. Dangerously untouchable people understand that not everyone deserves access to their energy. They no longer allow guilt to force them into unhealthy situations. They no longer abandon their values just to fit into groups that drain them emotionally. Instead, they begin protecting their peace carefully. This does not mean becoming cruel or heartless. Stoicism is not about hating people. It is about refusing to lose yourself trying to satisfy everyone around you. Kindness without boundaries often leads to emotional exhaustion. The strongest people know when to help, when to walk away, and when to remain silent. The truth is simple: if your happiness depends on everyone liking you, your emotions will always remain in the hands of other people. But when you detach from approval, you become emotionally free. You stop performing for attention. You stop chasing acceptance. And ironically, people begin respecting you more because confidence naturally attracts respect. The most powerful individuals are not loved by everyone. They are respected because they respect themselves first. 3. Master emotional control. The third ruthless lesson is emotional control, because emotions are where most people lose their power. Weak people react instantly to everything. An insult ruins their day. Criticism makes them angry. Rejection destroys their confidence. Betrayal consumes their mind for months. But Stoicism teaches that true strength is revealed in how you respond under pressure. A calm mind is one of the most intimidating forms of power. When someone tries to provoke you and you remain composed, they lose control over you. When life becomes difficult and you stay disciplined, you become stronger than your circumstances. Seneca taught that suffering becomes lighter when the mind learns discipline. Stoics understood that external events are often outside our control, but our reactions always belong to us. This is why emotionally disciplined people appear untouchable. Chaos does not easily shake them because they train themselves to respond with reason instead of impulse. Most regrets in life come from emotional reactions. People destroy relationships in moments of anger. They quit during moments of frustration. They make reckless decisions during moments of fear. But mentally strong people slow down before reacting. They observe carefully. They think clearly. And because of this, they maintain control over themselves even during difficult situations. The world becomes less stressful when you stop taking everything personally. Criticism becomes easier to handle. Failure becomes easier to recover from. Even rejection becomes less painful because you no longer allow emotions to define your worth. Emotional control does not mean becoming emotionless. It means becoming disciplined enough that emotions no longer control your behavior. This is what makes someone truly dangerous. Not aggression. Not noise. But calm self-control in moments where most people would fall apart. 4. Disappear and build yourself in silence. Modern culture rewards attention. People constantly announce their goals, post their plans online, and seek validation before they achieve anything meaningful. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. Real growth often happens in silence. Dangerously untouchable people understand that privacy is power. They do not reveal every plan to the world. They quietly improve themselves while everyone else is distracted. While others chase attention, they chase discipline. While others talk endlessly about success, they focus on execution. There is something powerful about silent progress. Nobody notices the lonely mornings spent working. Nobody sees the sacrifices, the discipline, the self-control, or the nights spent improving quietly. But eventually, the results become impossible to ignore. Many people destroy their dreams by talking too much. Every time they announce a goal, they receive opinions, negativity, jealousy, and distractions from others. Some people secretly hope you fail. Others project their own fears onto your ambitions. This is why silence protects your focus. A lion does not announce itself before entering the jungle. Its presence alone commands respect. The Stoics believed that discipline should be practiced privately before it is displayed publicly. This is why mentally strong people often appear mysterious. They move quietly. They observe carefully. They work consistently without needing applause from everyone around them. The less you seek attention, the more energy you preserve for growth. Silence sharpens focus. Silence builds discipline. Silence protects vision. And over time, silence transforms ordinary individuals into powerful people whose success speaks louder than words ever could. 5. Learn to walk alone. One of the hardest truths about personal growth is that not everyone can grow with you. As your mindset changes, certain relationships naturally begin fading away. Some people become uncomfortable with your discipline because it exposes their lack of ambition. Others miss the version of you that tolerated disrespect and lacked boundaries. This is why becoming mentally untouchable often requires learning how to walk alone. Most people fear loneliness because they have never learned how to enjoy their own company. They surround themselves with noise, distractions, toxic relationships, and meaningless conversations just to avoid silence. But Stoicism teaches that solitude is not weakness. Solitude is training. When you spend time alone, you begin discovering who you really are without the influence of the crowd. You begin hearing your own thoughts clearly. You begin understanding your values, your goals, and your weaknesses. Dangerously untouchable people stop chasing people who drain their peace. They stop begging for attention. They stop forcing relationships that no longer align with their growth. Instead, they protect their energy carefully. This does not mean isolating yourself from the world completely. It means becoming comfortable enough with yourself that you no longer depend on constant validation or company to feel valuable. There is enormous power in being able to sit alone peacefully. A person who enjoys solitude cannot easily be manipulated by loneliness. They do not tolerate toxic behavior simply because they fear abandonment. They understand that peace is more valuable than forced connection. The strongest people in the world are often the ones who learn how to stand alone without losing themselves. 6. Stop chasing and start attracting. Desperation weakens people. Whether in relationships, success, friendships, or attention, chasing often pushes things further away. Many people spend their lives begging for validation, forcing connections, and trying too hard to be accepted. But Stoicism teaches that confidence comes from self-sufficiency. Dangerously untouchable people focus on becoming valuable instead of constantly seeking validation. They work on their discipline, their mindset, their health, their purpose, and their emotional intelligence. Over time, their energy changes naturally. People are drawn toward calm confidence because it signals independence. Someone who desperately needs attention appears emotionally weak. But someone who remains focused on their own growth naturally commands respect. This applies to every area of life. In relationships, emotionally independent people appear more attractive because they are not controlled by desperation. In business, disciplined individuals attract opportunities because they remain consistent while others quit. In friendships, people respect those who value themselves enough to set standards. The Stoics understood that attachment often creates suffering. The more desperately you chase something, the more fear you develop around losing it. But when you focus on self-mastery instead of desperation, your confidence becomes stable. Dangerously untouchable people do not force things. They allow their actions, discipline, and character to speak for them. They understand that what truly belongs in their life will not require them to lose their dignity. The moment you stop begging for validation is often the moment your presence becomes magnetic. 7. Discipline is the ultimate power. The final ruthless lesson is discipline, because without discipline, none of the other lessons matter. Discipline is the foundation of confidence, emotional strength, and self-respect. Without it, motivation fades quickly. Most people wait until they feel motivated before taking action. But dangerously untouchable people understand that discipline matters more than feelings. They continue moving forward even when they feel tired, discouraged, or uninspired. Marcus Aurelius believed that the greatest victory is victory over yourself. Your true enemies are not other people. Your real enemies are laziness, fear, distraction, comfort, and self-doubt. Every single day, you battle your own mind. One voice tells you to stay comfortable. Another voice tells you to improve yourself. Discipline is choosing growth even when comfort feels easier. This is what separates ordinary people from extraordinary individuals. Talented people often fail because they lack consistency. But disciplined people continue improving long after motivation disappears. Discipline changes the way people see you. It creates confidence because you begin trusting yourself. It creates strength because you stop depending on emotions. And over time, it creates a powerful presence that others can feel immediately. People who master themselves become almost impossible to break. Failure no longer destroys them. Criticism no longer controls them. Rejection no longer weakens them. They become resilient because discipline trained them to endure discomfort without quitting. If you truly want to become dangerously untouchable, start mastering yourself daily. Control your emotions. Protect your peace. Build yourself in silence. Stop chasing approval. And remain disciplined even when life becomes difficult. If this video inspired you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more powerful lessons on Stoicism, self-discipline, emotional intelligence, confidence, and mental toughness. Join this growing community of people who are choosing strength over weakness, focus over distraction, and self-mastery over excuses. Your transformation begins now.